claimed he wasn't afraid when he pulled up to O Block, Chicago's most dangerous neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm about to pull up the O Block Gangsters. Once I done.
But when fans watched the video more closely, they saw that the story wasn't what they thought it was. After being there for only 15 seconds, he quickly drove off into the night.
That's how we saw the surveillance video. He was there for like 30 seconds.
Nah, it was actually like 15.
15
Right then, the idea of a hardcore gangster began to fall apart. You can't fake the funk in hip-hop. Cameras record every move, claim, and flex, and the internet always finds out the truth. What will happen when those lies are found out? Today, we're going to talk about 5 rappers whose street image fell apart under real stress. In 2018, Tekashi 6ix9ine tried to prove he was really about that life. But what he did became one of the biggest fakes the rap game has ever seen. He made fun of Chicago rappers on Instagram Live and said he wasn't afraid of anyone. One of the most dangerous places in the U.S., O Block, is where he said he would prove he was serious about that life. Hours later, he dropped a short video saying, "It's 10 o'clock, I'm outside O Block, where y'all at?"
I went to O Block. This O Block right here? I should call this shit No Block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? Outside? It's only 10 p.m.
Fans discovered that 6ix9ine arrived there at 3 a.m., filmed for under 15 seconds, and left immediately, based on comparisons between his post and surveillance footage. The video made him look foolish because it showed that his gangster pull-up was just a fake to gain attention. That wasn't his only experience, though. A year later, 6ix9ine shocked the rap world again, this time in court, after being arrested on RICO charges related to the 9 Trey Bloods. Without going to prison for decades, he worked with federal investigators and testified against his own crew. Tekashi's so-called street legacy fell apart, from fake trips to the hood to real confessions in court. This shows that in hip-hop, the internet always finds out who's really about that life. If 6ix9ine's fall showed, then this story shows how quickly your past can come back to haunt you, even if you thought you had buried it. Let's talk about Rick Ross, the self-proclaimed boss whose real job in the day broke down his image as a thug. Rick Ross made a name for himself as the Boss, a huge drug lord from the streets of Miami who rapped about working hard, getting money, and having power. His first record, Port of Miami, made him look unstoppable. But a picture taken years before changed everything. A picture that got out showed Ross in a prison guard uniform, and soon government records confirmed it. The internet went crazy. Fans were shocked to learn the man who rapped about moving kilos used to work in a jail.
Have you ever seen anybody confront Rick Ross about you?
Like we talked about, when you got some money, doing records with him and I got letters from guys that was in jail with him.
How do you feel about Bossa giving you the name Officer Ricky? I just want to hear it from you.
Baby, I'm worth too much money to even be, sidetracked on this car.
In that interview, Ross finally admitted it. "I was a corrections officer when I was about 20. I only lasted about 4 months, but fans weren't buying the story." He had denied it for years, even after DJ Vlad leaked the photo, which later sparked a lawsuit when Ross's crew attacked Vlad. The revelation hit harder when 50 Cent jumped in, clowning him as Officer Ricky and using the scandal as ammo in their beef. What hurt his image wasn't being a correctional officer. It was pretending he never was. Credibility is very important in hip-hop, and Ross's past didn't match up with his kingpin rhymes. Still, his talent and consistency helped him survive what could have ended his career. If Rick Ross's past caught up with him, the next rapper would have shown it. Let's talk about Slim Jesus, the drill rapper who said that the whole thing about him was made up. Drill Time by Slim Jesus went viral when it came out in 2015. The internet couldn't take its eyes off a white kid from Hamilton, Ohio, with a baby face rapping about guns, killings, and life on the streets. As the video went viral, fans began to question his authenticity, even with big names like Meek Mill and Amber Rose showing support. In his Vlad TV interview, Slim Jesus came clean. "I'm not out here catching bodies," he said plainly. "I haven't been arrested. For the most part, I'm not doing that stuff."
I mean, I'm not out here catching bodies and shit, obviously. I'm fucking smart.
He said that Chicago drill rappers gave him ideas for his songs, but he didn't like their way of life. He just liked the sound. Everything changed in that one moment. Fans who used to adore him for being real made fun of him for saying the opposite. People called him Drill Caillou in memes that went viral on social media. Within months, he lost the energy that made him popular. Concert deals slowed down. His reputation was gone, which is an important part of any street rapper's brand. If Slim was caught after confessing, the next artist was caught after being confronted by real gang members who told him straight out, "Let's talk about Soulja Boy." Soulja Boy has always loved being at the center of attention and likes to troll, flex, and push people's buttons. But when he said he was from Compton and was connected to the Bloods, he crossed into dangerous ground where words have meaning. When he pulled up to Compton and said he was one of them, the streets pushed back. In the footage, the crowd immediately shuts down his act. The men around him quickly told him to get off me, challenged him, and made it clear he wasn't one of them. You can see Soulja standing alone with people around him who won't speak for him. The moment isn't about formal proof. It's about public shame. The clan won't claim him, and that's a look that will ruin anyone's career who trades in street cred. He failed the smell test again when radio hosts like Charlemagne and other reporters asked him where he was from. Soulja wasn't hurt by courtroom evidence or leaked papers. It was a video that went viral that made fun of his claims. In hip-hop, getting caught in front of people you think are your friends can be worse than being charged. After Soulja Boy's public humiliation, we moved to another rapper, a one-hit wonder who tried to borrow gang culture and ended up exposed. Let's talk about CJ and what happened with Whoopty. The song Whoopty made CJ one of New York's biggest stars overnight. It went viral on TikTok and Billboard, but while fans were dancing, real blood members were furious. The problem wasn't guns or violence, it was words.
For the people that don't know, Whoopty was my first drill record I ever made in life. I never experimented with drill. I never made a drill record before that.
Whoopty is a phrase connected to the Bloodhound Brims, a Bronx gang with a long history. CJ had nothing to do with them, but he made their language a global anthem. In this interview, CJ tries to downplay the backlash, saying, "People are mad because it's me. They've been saying it for years, and mine just took off." But that careless tone made things worse. People in jail and on social media who were part of the gang started calling him a fraud and a culture thief, saying he was using street language to get ahead. It was a quick fall. Some of his next songs, like Bop in Politics, did not do well. Fans stopped listening, and soon the industry quietly distanced itself from him. Because gang culture is based on being real, CJ's attempt to take from gang identity without living it turned his success into a lesson. Are these leaks just online drama, or do they show that sincerity is still the most important thing in hip-hop? All of them learned that the truth always comes out, from Tekashi's fake pull-up to CJ's slang scandal. But here's the question: does being found out always mean the end of your career? When the money stops coming in, can a rapper earn it back? Leave your thoughts below. Who do you think fell the farthest? And who, if anyone, really came back? Like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more in-depth looks at hip-hop's truth versus image. Check out our previous video, 15 rappers who attacked their interviewers.